In 1995, one man held a secret that could topple an empire built on cocaine, blood, and silence. His weapon wasn't a gun, it was a notebook. I'm Mark, and tonight we open a file the CIA hoped you would never read. Welcome to Classified X. His name was Guillermo Pallomari, a quiet accountant from Chile. You'd forget him at a dinner party, but inside, his head lived the entire financial map of the Cali Cartel. The Cali Cartel wasn't Pablo Escobar's chaos. It was a corporation, boardrooms, lawyers, and spreadsheets. At its peak, it controlled 80% of the world's cocaine. $7 billion a year, more than Microsoft at the time. And every single dollar passed through one man's ledger. I started where the trail begins, in the declassified vaults of the Drug Enforcement Administration. What I found was disturbing. Files redacted in black, names erased, and one recurring code, Operation Cornerstone. To understand Pallomari, we must understand his masters, the Rodriguez Orejuela brothers, Gilberto the chess player, and Miguel the Lord. Unlike Escobar, they didn't want fame, they wanted invisibility. They bought judges, senators, and even a Colombian president's campaign. Pallomari recorded everything, every bribe, every politician, and every dirty banker. He kept it all in code on floppy disks. I traveled back to 1994, when the cartel was at its peak, but cracks were beginning to show. The DEA had been hunting them for years, but a single phone tap intercepted in Miami changed everything. The voice on the line was Miguel Rodriguez, giving a direct order to eliminate his accountant. Pallomari had become a ghost the cartel needed to silence, but the DEA got to him first. I visited the safe house, or what remains of it, where the walls still whisper. This is where the CIA and DEA coordinated one of the riskiest extractions of the decade. On August 4th, 1995, a black van pulled up at 3 a.m. Pallomari and his family were smuggled out toward an airfield. But his wife, Patricia, was discovered, murdered, and left as a message. Imagine for a moment the weight on his shoulders. He wasn't just an accountant anymore. He was a man holding the life of his children in his hands, knowing that every breath he took could be his last. In that black sight, silence was a death sentence. But speaking was a betrayal of everything he had ever known. He had to decide what mattered more, his loyalty to an empire of blood, or the slim, fragile chance of his own survival. Broken but alive, Pallomari was flown to a black site in Panama, where he made his choice. He would talk. And what he said shook Washington to its core. A former intelligence analyst told me Pallomari's ledger named over 400 Colombian officials and at least a dozen American citizens, senators, DEA insiders, and bankers. There were even whispers of CIA operatives running side deals. When I asked where those names went, he said, "Some files don't get declassified, they get destroyed." The cartel collapsed when the brothers were arrested in 1995. But their empire didn't die. It adapted. Their cocaine roots were inherited by Mexican cartels, laying the foundation for the chaos we see today. I returned to the US federal courthouse, where Pallomari testified in 1997. His testimony lasted weeks. He spoke softly, but every word was a guillotine. He named everyone, left no shadow untouched, and on the final day, he simply disappeared. New name, new face, new country. Even his children don't know where he is today. But the question remains, where are the missing pages of his ledger? I cross-referenced everything and found one declassified CIA cable, dated 1996. It confirmed that portions of his testimony were classified at the highest level, above congressional oversight. Translation: even the US Senate doesn't know everything Pallomari said. Is Pallomari still alive? Are those names buried? Or is someone protecting them? The Cali Cartel is gone, but the system that allowed it, the bankers, the politicians, and the silent handshakes, never died. You might think this is just history, a relic of the 90s. But look closer at our modern world. The shadow banking systems, the offshore accounts, the way money moves through nations without a trace. The architecture of the Cali Cartel didn't just disappear. It evolved. It became more sophisticated, more digital, and more hidden. Pallomari was the first to peel back the curtain, but the play is still running. Guillermo Pallomari was the man who almost burned the empire to the ground. A quiet accountant with a notebook, and perhaps the most dangerous whistleblower of the 20th century. I'm Mark. This was Classified X. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and remember, the truth is never lost. It's just hidden in plain sight. See you in the next file.